Welcome back to You, Me, and the Girls Pod. I have a guest co-host here with me. This is Shania. Shania is my best friend. She is my college roommate. We go back that far.
Heck
And
yes.
yes, we go back that far. And we are here to talk about long distance today because Shania is the ultimate long distance queen. She went through the whole pipeline, cross countries, and is now a wife. So she's the expert. And if you want tips and you want to hear her story, then tune in because here is our queen, Shania.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here. And actually, I think that's your first roommate out at school.
You were my only roommate.
So I hold that title.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you
Thank you.
were my one and only roommate, and I loved it. It was the best.
I like it too. I think it's crazy because we just connected so quickly. I think it was like right after your family left those couple days,
Hmm.
you and me just we
I
vibed. We
know.
vibed.
It was, oh, I love it. I like every time I see like the Snapchat memories of us like living together, I'm like, we shared a room for, I mean, it was like a little less than a year because I didn't stay for that
Yeah.
long, but I'm like, we never had any issues and we just were always loving life.
I'm having so much fun too. Laughing so much. I don't think I've ever laughed that much with any of my roommates
Oh,
than when I was with you. I laugh all the time with you and our videos. Oh my gosh. You helped me get into vlogging because before I'm like, ew, no, don't show my face. After that, I was all for it. I still
yes.
do it. I do it just like you. You gotta hold the camera up super
I
high.
love it. I love it. That's so cute. Well, okay. Speaking of like living together, so we moved in together in September of
Mhm.
2020. Um right? Yeah, it was 2020.
It's 2020.
Yeah. So September
Yeah.
2020. And then you started date when did you and David start dating? Was it like February, January?
It was actually, so I think we started talking in like March
Okay.
is what it was. Because it was, no, 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 it couldn't have been. Because we were there September and our semester ends in January, right?
And
I think so.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Something
It was
like
like
that.
weird semesters.
Yeah, and I think we had our first semester and then it was the second semester that I started talking to him. So I think that was February, March. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And that's all because I think it was you, Emma, and then Anna and Danny were like, Shania, you've been home from your mission. Like, you need to go on dates. And I'm like, really, guys? I just want to do school. And guys were like, no, Shania, if you don't make one, we'll make one. And so I was like, okay, I'll make my profile because I don't trust y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you guys helped me set it up. I think we went and took pictures, you and I, for it too. Because we're like, we gotta get cute
I remember
pictures for
that.
your profile.
That was so
And
fun.
this was mutual that we were on
Yep.
the dating app because out at school at BYUI, that was like the app that you used.
Yep.
And like, I don't know how that even worked with David and I. After like years of like talking about it, he was like, "No, during the pandemic I got on it because I wanted to like meet people within the US."
Okay.
And he said he had paid to do the worldwide thing so he could make sure he can meet people from the US.
Okay.
And so I think we were on the couch scrolling or in our bed scrolling and stuff, just looking at what was there. And I happened to see him and you know my type. My type is not white boys.
Yep.
It's anybody with culture, anybody. Specifically Latins though, because I had just come home from my mission, a Spanish speaking mission, and
Hmm.
like my Spanish was not that good, guys. It was terrible. So I don't even know how he
I thought it was good.
fell in love with that. I have no idea. Definitely not for my Spanish. But I saw him on there And I was reading his bio and I could tell I was like, I think we could hit somebody or hit this
Yeah.
off. Hit
Hit
somebody
somebody.
off.
Run someone over with your car.
Exactly. My hands hit it off. And so originally I scrolled down once I saw that it said Chile, and I was like, how am I getting stuff from Chile?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure my thing is just like this area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it happened. Just happened. Scroll down. On Mutual, you have like a one time to go back and bring the profile back up. And so this little voice in my head was
Oh.
like, no, Shania, I think you need to go back and look at that again. So I was like, okay. So I hit the back button and his photos are up again. I was looking through and I was like, yeah, whatever, might as well. Swipe up. I went to work the next morning and I was showing my coworkers and I was like, you guys, look at this cute guy that I saw yesterday. Like he's so cute and I cannot stop thinking about him.
Oh.
Within 24 hours, he messaged me and he said, hey, smiley face. I sat there and I was like, what did I say back to that? Just, hey, smiley
Yeah, you're
face?
like,
And I think it was you or Emma that were like, just give the same vibe back. Just do what he did.
you're like, hey, smiley face.
Hey, smiley face. Not the emoji smiley face, like old school texty
Okay.
smiley face. Gotta clarify that because we're very much millennials in that way. That's how we text.
Millennials. Wait, are
Still.
you technically a millennial?
I was like, I think a year or two short, depending on which scale you go off
Okay.
of being a millennial. So technically, it's what, Gen X after
I think
millennial?
so. Or wait, no, Gen Z.
Gen Z. So technically, I'm Gen Z. I'm gonna put that in air quotes.
You don't identify with
I
Gen Z.
identify as a millennial.
Okay.
I dressed like them. I listened to the music. I acted like them. My
Yeah.
sisters were all millennials.
Ye-
My older sisters, and I have three of those, and then a younger sister.
yeah.
Between the two of us younger ones, we acted just like them.
Yeah.
We did all the same trends as them, all of that.
Yeah. N-
Seems so I'm millennial.
Okay. I had to clarify that.
So yeah. So he texted me, hey, and I responded the same thing. I did the exact same thing he said. And then he actually messaged me back and I was like, I've never gotten to the stage where they message back after that first one.
I feel like this is
And
new.
I can't remember the entire conversation. I think we were just kind of feeling out like, so, what are you into? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember inviting him to come play volleyball on campus because I love volleyball. And I would go to the big gymnasium to go play with random people.
Hmm.
And he was like, actually, so I'm not at BYU, Idaho. I'm actually in Chile. And so I was so confused. I was like, what?
You're like, how did we match?
What? But like, it's not connecting the dots for me. I still don't know how I'm even able to connect with you in that way.
Yeah.
And so from there, I think we took it to Snapchat and we were messaging on there. And during that time, I was still on the app. I was still going on dates with other people.
Hmm.
But I would go on those dates and I'm like, I find myself wanting to talk to this kid on Snapchat more than being on this date.
Yeah.
Like it's not vibing, it's not working. There's one or two of them where it was so weird. I'm just like, what is happening
Yeah.
now? Just so confused. And then I think it was you and Emma who were like, Shania, you need to make sure he's not catfishing you. So do you remember us at the dining room table?
Yes.
You guys looking through his profile of everything?
Still feel like we were being so mean. Like we were being so harsh.
You swear, you're just like, nah, this guy's gotta be catfishing. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Do you remember his Justin Bieber profile pictures though, and us laughing about it?
Yes, and we were like reading into that so much, and now I'm like, that literally does not mean anything.
No, I think after our first year, when we first got together, I had asked him that. I was like, what's up with the Justin Bieber stuff?
Hmm.
Like, your profiles are full of it. He's like, It's just an inside joke between my friends and I. We troll all the time. So all the like trendy stuff, they'll do it, but like
It's like a
not
joke.
really.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was like, all that kind of stuff is a joke. The photos you see of me though, and of me with my friends, they're real.
Oh
Like those are real. And so I think he's like, we're gonna message him right now and be like, we're video chatting in like a day or two. It's like, really, it's only been 2 weeks of us messaging, and you're like, no, you need to video call him. I was like, okay, I'll ask him. I'll ask him.
my gosh.
So I asked, and he was like, yeah, let me know when, how you want to do it. He goes, I'm on WhatsApp, but I obviously am on Snapchat as well. And I was like, I don't got WhatsApp, and I don't feel like downloading it.
Yeah.
We video chatted on Snapchat. And do you remember that moment
hmm
when I'm prepping, I'm doing my hair and everything, and like we go to there on the video chat? I was like, Halie, stay on your bed for the first like 15 minutes just to see how it goes, and then you can go.
Remember, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be like nonchalant over here because I don't want to just like, in reality, yes, I was just video recording. Like, and obviously you know that because you have the video clips.
Oh yeah.
But I was like,
Yep.
I'm just gonna like be nonchalant, like on my phone over here. I don't want to like eavesdrop or anything. And then I remember there was like at one point you gave me like a signal like I'm good. So then I walked out and I was like, wait, they were actually really cute. Like that it was really cute because you were speaking Spanish and like he was trying to speak some English, like I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep.
It was just so cute. Like you guys were just trying to communicate and it was adorable. And so I was like, wait, okay, he's not catfishing her.
No. And he looked exactly the same.
hmm
Don't worry, in all his photos. And folks, this man, the first time he called, we talked for 4 hours that night.
Gosh.
About 3.5 of those hours were all in Spanish. This boy would hardly speak any English to
I
me because he was
remember
just so
that. I
nervous.
remember that.
He was so like timid about his English and stuff. And so before we hung up, I said, next time we come, speak it in English. He goes, okay, okay, I'll speak in English then.
Oh,
So after that call, it it was like the rest of the week we did texting, and then we're like, hey, we should call again like that. So it turned to us calling every once a week, I think it was. And then it turned into a couple times a week
mm,
to almost every day. And then we just kept going like every day. And that's us messaging too throughout the day.
hmm
Like we were always on our phones, messaging each other.
yeah,
But that's kind of how things all started. Is it was online and very unintentional because I was not looking to date. I was not.
yeah,
I felt like I wasn't ready with that. Plus, I had just a lot of stuff going on in my life back home too.
hmm
So I was like, I cannot do this and school and try to have a relationship.
yeah,
But then it just ended up growing.
yeah.
After a couple of months, he started calling me his girlfriend, and I messaged him. I was like, girlfriend, I remember being asked to be your girlfriend. He goes, well, you want to be my girlfriend? And I said, well, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, hmm
Yes.
So, okay.
So
So it
we
was
did,
like a few months of talking, and then you
yep.
guys were official after a few months of talking.
Yeah, that was like, so I think we started in February talking. May 24th is our anniversary
Okay.
of like dating.
Okay. Oh, so
So,
it's coming up. That's like right before mine and Kendrick's because ours is June 9th. So,
yeah, so close.
yeah. Oh,
Like, a couple of
that's
weeks.
cute.
It's cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
From there, just
how
kept
how
messaging.
long did you guys do? Because it was a lot of online. How long did
Yes.
you do long distance before you guys met for the first time? And then how long did you do long distance like overall?
So our very first year, so from January, no, we met in January. I'm just remembering now. January till the last couple of weeks in December. Or he had brought up the idea of us meeting in person in like September. He asked me, he goes, "Hey, if would you be interested in coming out to Chile and us being together for the first time, like in person?" And of course, I was all for that. My family members had different opinions. I had some that were very for it and others very not for it.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of please both my parents, and I'm sure his parents had some doubts too from what he shared, but my mom's like, "Well, hey, why don't you guys come to Texas for Thanksgiving and you guys can meet there. That way like me and I think my sister Brooke and my sister my sister Chantel were there for Thanksgiving. So a couple of my sisters could meet him, my mom can meet him, and then kind of go from there."
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "I'm gonna talk to my parents and see what they think, if they want to come, that kind of stuff." And it ended up being his dad and him. They flew to Texas for Thanksgiving, and they were there for I think 10 days.
Oh.
And so I got there a day ahead of time, or like 2 days ahead of time, and we are getting my mom's apartment ready and everything for everybody, and like I had some time with my sisters and I was getting all dolled up.
No.
And then Thanksgiving Day, we went and picked them up at the airport. And I have a video of this. My mom took a video of us like seeing each other for the first time, and I remember waiting and like messaging him like, "What are you wearing? I'm gonna look for you," that kind of stuff. "We're at the baggage claim. What number are you at?" And um we found a baggage claim number, and I'm like searching around for his home. Again, I have not seen this man in person. I've only seen videos, and like obviously he looks the same because we've done live video chats. But
Yeah, but it's
I
like
was like looking.
height and like you're like, what am
Exactly.
I expecting?
Yeah. So we ended up seeing each other, lock eyes, and we run to each other and just like biggest hugs. And I have like a little bit, I was tearing up a little bit because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this moment's actually happening."
Yeah.
Because I have been wishing and wishing for this, and like we've both been saving up
Mm-hmm.
so we could see each other. And the two of us were like holding and hugging each other. And I just remember him holding me and saying, like, "I love you so much. I love you so much." And I kept saying, I was like, "I'm so happy you're here. Like, I'm happy I can hug you finally.
Yeah.
And it's not just like me seeing you through a screen."
Yeah.
And his dad, it's so cute because he's grabbing the luggage. So we're hugging each other. My mom's filming, and my mom and him locked eyes and just smiled. Like they both had the biggest smile. And then his dad came up to me and gave me a big hug. And right away he called me Bonita. So like
Aw,
beautiful. He goes, "Oh, Bonita, oh," which is like love.
that's sweet.
So he right away, biggest smile. And I remember Dave and I were holding each other's hands. I got his suitcase and everything, and we're walking out to the car. And him and I could not stop looking at each other. We could not stop looking at each other. And I remember us both shaking with just like excitement and happiness.
Yeah.
Like so happy. And we got into the car, and I just remember him sitting there looking over at me in the seat because my mom was driving, his dad was in front, and it was us two in the back. And he goes, "You are so beautiful.
Stop.
Like, more beautiful than what I see on the screen. You are so beautiful." He kept touching my face, like, if I was real and stuff. Such a tender moment
Yeah.
that I still think about
Yeah.
all the time. Just that
Oh.
moment. Every year, the flashback pops up
Mm-hmm.
in my camera roll, and I just watch it, and I get all teary-eyed.
Yeah.
I was like, if it wasn't for that moment, my future right now would not be the same.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
It's like it's even more like hard hitting because you guys are married now and you got married 4 months ago now. And so
Yeah.
it's just, and like, I, I'm like, not even gonna lie, I will own up to the fact that like I was worried. Like when you guys were doing long distance for a long time, like I was like first off, I don't know how they're doing this. Like, I'm impressed because that's hard. And you guys, like, just
Hmm.
like watching you, like, you guys, like, just planning and saving up for, like, the flight and the trip and, like, working so hard. Like, I remember you just, like, working so hard and working all the time
Right.
to just save up. And then, like, you would finally get to the trip and then be so happy when you guys were together. But, like, I do remember being worried and just being like, what if this doesn't work out? And then, like, she's just sad. Like, obviously I don't want you to be sad, and but literally, like, you guys have proved every single hater wrong because, like, you did something that was so hard, and now you guys are like, not that you weren't like building a life together before you got married, but it's just like even more like you're trying to get your residency there. And so it's like you guys are just living in Chile now, and I don't know, like, I just, it's so cute. And honestly, like, it's very inspiring for long distance girlies because, like, I know, like, long distance, like, when you are in the trenches, it
It's
sucks.
rough.
It is rough.
It's so rough.
We're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and we can all benefit from having someone to talk to.
Whether you need to work through a specific trauma, talk through a big decision, navigate relationship issues, are struggling with anxiety or depression, or just need someone to talk to, BetterHelp is here for you.
It's a super easy process. You sign up and get matched with a therapist tailored to your needs. There's financial help available if you qualify, and their rates are affordable to ensure that you get the help you need.
BetterHelp has given our listeners 10% off your first month. Use code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services. And you can also click the link in our show notes to get there very easily. Again, that's code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services.
Tips would you have for someone who's like in the depths of long distance and doesn't feel like they're like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel?
My biggest thing, and again, this is between you and your partner, because if it's just you doing all the work, it's not gonna work. Luckily, David, are most of the time when we're talking to each other online, we're watching videos together, but also planning and spending a lot of time about planning and thinking of that next trip. What are we gonna do this next trip?
Yeah.
Like after I went to Chile for the first time, leaving here was the hardest thing in the world
Yeah.
because I was like, before we had never been together in person, and so it wasn't as bad of being like, okay, I can go, it's fine. I'll just talk to him tomorrow on the computer,
Yeah.
like I have been doing. When you go to leave from being in person, it's so hard. It's so hard. It's very emotionally draining and like it's almost like a depression state
Yeah.
where like you're really wanting to be with them but you can't. And so him and I, we get on that computer during the night or on our phones to video chat, or if we couldn't video chat, a phone call always, every single night. And we'd spend that time planning, okay, what are we going to do the next time we're together?
Yeah.
Or what do we need to do to make it so we get together again?
Mhm.
Am I coming to you? Are you coming to me? Okay, if you're coming to me, here are the places I want to show you.
Yeah.
And me taking the time to be like, okay, I want to show him this and this and this. I'll show it to him, see if he wants to go. Just staying busy and planning for the next time you see each other because when you have that in the distance, it's easier to count down the days. I
Mhm.
had calendars with his face on it and the time and everything, how many days till the next time I see him.
Oh.
Or like even at work, I'm like, do I want to do these extra hours? Absolutely not, but I'm going to because it just gets me that much closer
Yeah.
to seeing him.
Yeah.
So, my biggest advice is also communicate. Communicate. Text throughout the day.
Mhm.
Share all like what you did that day because they're not there in person to see.
Yeah.
And then to just like do things that you guys like to do. David and I, when we're online, videos, we'll watch movies together.
Yeah.
We've watched so many scary movies together
Aw.
or just YouTube videos in general.
Mhm.
Plus, it helped us get like he would even show me things that were going on in Chile, news-wise, and asking my thoughts on it. That's how I got to know him so
Aw.
much. Is we would show each other things that are going on in like our country or like it just happens to come
Yeah.
up, and we would talk about our thoughts
Yeah.
of like what's your opinion on this?
Mm-hmm.
And that was always so fun. I loved that because it really helped me get to know him.
Yeah. And like
Plus,
the culture there too, because now you live
yeah,
there.
exactly. And it kind of taught me a lot too on what to expect. Again, I wouldn't know the full extent until I came
Yeah.
of like how things are done culturally here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of miss our time online too. I love being in person. Nothing will ever change that. But there are times where I miss us like always making sure that was a priority in the day,
Yeah.
even if it was only for like maybe an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that is good. I think it's hard. And okay, what was the longest you guys went without seeing each other, like between a trip?
After the first time we met, I think it was 6 months. No, 8 months.
8 months. Wow.
8 months. Because I was in Utah working my butt off because I wanted to make sure I had money for my flights and flight back, but also to money to do stuff here.
Yeah.
Because he always takes me out. He's always getting me this stuff, and that's just part of his love language
Yeah.
is gifts and stuff. For me, I want to be able to give those gifts too. So I was like, I'm keeping the extra cash as much as I can because I want to take him out on a date.
Yeah.
I want to get him that new shirt he's been looking at, or the new
Oh.
hat, or a new computer thing,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I just kept my head down, kept working, and I was like, okay, we're counting down days. We're counting down days.
Yeah.
And I get to see him.
8 months is a long time. I think the longest that
Hmm.
I went was, I think, like we hit almost 3 months, which to be fair, like because we were like states away, so it was a lot easier for us to see
Yeah.
each other, and we tried to see each other once a month. And I remember that 3 months like so sad and so depressing. And I just remember like, and tell me if you relate to this. I remember like getting into like arguments that I started, and I'm not saying it was invalid, but I was literally arguing because I missed him. And it was like, I just want to be with you. But it was like an argument that would stem off of that. And
Yeah.
like, I just remember being like, are we going to work out? Like, is this going to be good? Because like, we're low key fighting. Like, is this
Hmm.
good? And then I would sit back and be like, this is just a petty, like, I'm being emotional because I miss him and I hate being away from him. And then since we moved
Hmm.
in together, it's like we literally don't argue. Like our only issue was
Yep.
being apart. Like that was it.
Yep. No, I completely relate. There's, especially towards the beginning, that
Yeah.
first year, because again, we're still trying to get to know each other in that first year, year and a half,
Mhm.
where it's like, yes, we talk a lot, and that's how we were able to do it without having like leading to physical intimacy too fast.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, I miss you, especially afterwards. And like you were saying, I start these stupid petty arguments that don't need to be arguments
Yeah.
because I miss him. And it's usually over like, you didn't send me a morning
Yeah.
text. Or like, why didn't you say you were gonna go hang out with your friends instead of just not texting me at all?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not there. I can't see that you're gonna go hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, you have to text me that.
Mhm.
I like, warn me, because I don't know if you go and do that. Please go hang out with your friends.
Mhm.
Please. But also, it's like, just communicate that.
Yeah.
Which that was kind of like, I don't want to say a rule, but like a system we started having, like making sure if we're not going to be able to talk to each other, we say, hey, I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'll try to talk to you to my lunch. If not, I'm going to be done at this time.
That's good.
Or when I was out at school, hey, Haley and I are gonna go hang out a little bit. I want to put all my time and attention into that. I'm not gonna be able to talk for these times. And again, it helps when you have a partner where they're very like, yes, please go do that, go do that.
Yeah.
They're very respectful of that, where they're not like, you don't want to talk to me? No.
Yeah.
Like, it helps when they're on the same page as you.
Yeah. That is super helpful. I think, like, speaking of not necessarily rules, but like, was there anything that you guys did that was like, every this day we are talking for sure? Or like, can you make sure that we communicate this specific thing? Like, was there anything that you guys set as a boundary that helped the long distance?
Within our first 2, 3 years, not so much. It was like that, just communicate. Let me know what you're doing, that kind of stuff. But when we were starting to go back and forth, where he would come to the States for the 3 months and then I would go there for 3 to 6 months,
Yeah.
during those times where I have to go back, um, we still just not video chatting as often because, again, he's working, I was working a full-time job so I could save up, and like we're both tired, but it was also wearing on me because I'm sitting there, I'm crying, and I miss you. I feel like we're not talking enough. And again, we're busy lives.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where you just can't sit and talk all day like you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I started telling him, I was like, even if we don't video chat every day, we got to be making a phone call. And sometimes we'll just put the video up, I'll play it, and I'll fall asleep with him on the phone.
Yeah.
And like he can see me, I can see him, and that we're not even talking. It's just like we're both so dead and tired.
Yeah.
Where it's like we say a quick, "Hi babe, how was your day? Da da da, love you." Okay, and then we go to sleep
Mm-hmm.
because we have to get up the next day. But those times when we couldn't, it's like, okay, I have off this day, and normally for me it was during the week because I was working weekends.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this day, let's try to video chat. I don't care what time, if it's in the morning, if it's in the evening,
Yeah.
whatever. Normally in the evening. He's like, okay, I'll commit to that. I'll make sure that I may not be on right exactly that time, but like before or after, we'll just communicate that. But that day, that is for us.
Yeah.
And those were our date days where like I would go get some food, he would go get some food, we'll eat it, we'll watch something, we'll talk,
Cute.
that kind of stuff. You can stay, definitely date. Go on dates that way because him and I, we've done it. We've celebrated our birthdays that way
Aw.
when we can't. I've only had, I think, two of my birthdays here in Chile with him in person. Every
Aw.
other birthday was over this. And I think I only had one or I think one in person of his.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, like
of
you have to get
celebrating in
creative.
person. So, what we would do for those is he would buy a tiny piece of cake. I would buy myself, I love cheesecake. I am a cheesecake
Same.
fiend.
Same.
So I would have my cheesecake. He would have the cake, like pretend this is the cake. He would have candles and everything. He would sing me happy birthday and have me blow out the candles.
That's cute. You guys are so
And then
cute.
I would do the same for him. And we always sent a package for our birthdays
I like
if we
that.
were able to be there ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Great advice. Send each other packages if you can afford it.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be giant. Our first year, he sent me a giant package
Oh my
of a
gosh.
sweatshirt from him because I said, I want a piece of your clothes. I want to know what you smell like.
Yeah.
I want something I can snuggle and be like, this is my David.
Yeah.
He
Cute.
sent me candies from that you find only here in Chile
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of just birthday gifts in general. I think a couple pieces of clothing he bought me
Aw.
for my birthday that I still have. I still wear.
Yeah. That's
So,
sweet.
and then vice versa.
Yeah. I feel like that's good. Like, that is good advice because you can't necessarily always be there to celebrate everything. Like,
No.
even if you're like, okay, I'm coming in and we're celebrating your birthday like 2 weeks late. Like, just trying to do what you can to make each other feel special and still like have that connection and that time to celebrate. Like, and like make you guys made it really special. So I think that's really cute.
But definitely helps too, because David, he's the one who were coming up with these ideas where he's like, babe, you want to do this? And I'm like, that's a genius idea. You want to have a birthday celebration? I have a cake and everything. That was a complete surprise
Oh.
until the morning of. He said, go get yourself a piece of cake, and then tonight we'll video chat. I'm like, aw, like,
Yeah, you're like, I
that's
didn't even have to
cute.
come up with that. You did? Like, okay.
Same thing with the movies. Again, though, he's a lot more of tech guru than I am, so trying to stream a movie for me was a little hard. I had no idea. He would just say, all you have to do is tap this and this, and I'll be sharing, and like our little screens are down in the corner while we're watching this movie on Netflix.
Well, that's so nice.
Or sometimes it's like we have the movie going and then we're on our phones with us talking.
Mm-hmm.
He's streaming the movie so both of us can see it, but we're talking
Yeah.
on our phones. So, no, that's the thing. I got so lucky. This boy, I know he loves me because he does everything for me. He's always like putting me first with everything.
Oh.
I have something like my eye itches just a little bit because something flew in my eye. He's always like, are you okay? Like, let me look at your eye. Let's see, make sure nothing's wrong.
He
He is
loves you.
full of that. Any tiny inconvenience, he's just like, I'm sorry, Mar, let me fix this. I'm like, David, it's okay for me to be uncomfortable. It's okay for me not to have a good mood about it.
Oh,
Because I know I just want to make sure you're happy or you like it. Just stuff
he's
like that.
so sweet. What a good husband.
Man, no, 1,000 out of
A
10.
thousand
That
out of
man,
10. So,
he's so golden.
since you guys are no longer long distance and you are married, has anything changed about your relationship other than the obvious, like you guys are no longer long distance? But has there been anything that's been like fun that you've learned about each other or like anything that's been hard? Like anything changed?
Well, I think in changing wise is we're a lot better at being able to read the emotion without having to say it. Like just in something that we do, like especially when I'm on my period, I am so grumpy and grouchy.
Real?
Like early in the mornings, when I have to wake up at like 7 a.m. because I'm going to work with them to help,
Mm-hmm.
I'm that person where I'm like, please don't talk to me until like, give me an hour.
Yeah.
Give me an hour.
Yeah.
Then you can talk to me. And so he knows. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna give her little hugs and loving to like say I'm proud that she woke up and
Oh,
everything. But I'm also gonna give her more space.
yeah.
So I know. For him too, when I see there's a lot going on in his mind, because it's not his dad does most of it, but he's the one who's doing everything.
Mm,
His dad may vocalize it, he's the one doing it. And so me being able to see when he's really stressed,
yeah.
I I I know what to do in terms of like, okay, I'm not gonna bother him with a ton of questions and stuff. Like when he's sitting here, I'm gonna rub his neck. I know he loves having his neck and his shoulders rubbed. That helps him a lot. I know that having a clean desk where it's nice and clean and it's set up like this,
Yeah.
that changes everything for him. Which for me, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It may not, like, it's not that bad. Again, I do like when it's clean and organized, but if it's a little out of touch, it's
Yeah.
fine. But for him, that changes everything.
Yeah.
So I think just us being able to read each other without having to communicate it like we used to,
Mm-hmm.
that has that has changed. But also how we talk about each other's future. It's no longer of like what he's gonna do, what I'm gonna do. It's what are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
What are we wanting for the future?
Yeah.
And so him and I, like being able to talk more about those deeper levels now has been even better. We go to this restaurant, we're regulars there.
Aw. That's cute.
But that's our place where we do talk about any doubts or like things that are not progressing in our life that we want to.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're really focusing on finding a piece of land so we can build a house
Mm-hmm.
and have our own space. Again, we're so grateful to be living with his parents and have a house and food and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot express my gratitude for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the last 4 years, almost five now, is we've always been around people. We've always had roommates. Or we've been with his parents or with my parents or
Yeah.
my siblings. We're kind of at that spot where we're like, we want our own
Yeah.
space where we can be together
Mm-hmm.
and not have to, try to help everybody's emotions. And again, we all work together as a family. So you have work stress where
Yeah.
arguments sometimes happen. Then you have to come home and sit with it. It just it gets to be a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, our conversation and how we do stuff is now what do we think? What do we want to do instead of just like, well, I'm gonna do this. I want to do this. It's
Yeah.
what do we want? And then actually making goals and stuff for it. So that's been really fun.
I
It
love
makes me
that.
so emotional to think about our future plans and what we've talked about for us. Where I'm just like, oh, why do I get so emotional about
Oh, but you're happy.
I am. I'm so happy.
You're definitely like you are glowing with happiness, like honestly. And I I just love like how sweet David is to you and how sweet you are to David. Like you guys are just honestly perfect for each other and I know how hard you guys worked for this. Like it wasn't easy, but you guys made it the best that you could because of your communication and like the little date nights and everything. And I'm just so happy that you guys are like living together now and you're working on your residency. It's so cute. Like, I'm so happy for you. I can't imagine how happy you are. So I don't blame you for being emotional because I'm like, I'm gonna shed a tear for you.
Hmm. No, it's just crazy again what you said. Just there's so many people too where they're like, Shania, there's so many people at your school, so many boys.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so hung up on this guy that you haven't even seen? He's literally 6,000 miles away from you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, you have to meet him to
Mm-hmm.
know because once my friends, I met them, and I'm sure you can say because you've officially met him
Yeah.
now. I For me, it was way worth it, but I think for my family too, I've had my parents express, Shania, he is a good one.
Yeah.
He is such a good one.
Yeah.
Not just to you, but to us as well. He takes care of all of us and cares about all of us as well.
Yeah.
So,
He's very sweet. He is very sweet. Like you can tell that he cares about the people that you love, which is a really big deal. So,
it's cute because he's always like, when was the last time you reached out to like Halie or your other friends?
no.
When was the last time you talked to your mom or your dad? And I'm like, wow, you keep more caring than I sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, wow, you're holding me accountable here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that thing too. Our accountability between the two of us, we don't sugarcoat. Like if he's promised to do something, he's not living up to it.
Hmm.
Again, I don't come out and be like, well, you said you were gonna do
Yeah.
this. You still haven't done that. No, it's like, babe, do you remember what we talked about?
Hmm.
Like, what did you get from what I was saying? Because maybe I didn't articulate it
Yeah.
correctly and like it just misinformation again. Do have a language barrier. His English is pretty dang good,
Yeah.
but there's still times where he's like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
That yeah, and that's totally fair. Like, yeah.
So just us like talking about it and just seeing what he understood. Same thing with him because some of the things he says in English, I'm like, do you know what that means? Because this is what I'm getting from him.
Hmm.
And he's like, no, I meant to say it like this. And then
Yeah.
we're able to fix it and go on from that.
So it requires
Like,
like even extra communication with the language
it
barrier.
does. Or even sometimes, I'm getting to a point where there's certain things I can't express in English. I just don't have the words.
Mm,
So I'll tell it to him in Spanish, which again always helps him.
yeah.
That's his native language. So,
Yeah.
and then sometimes he's not able to articulate it in English. So he has to say it in Spanish. And since I've been working on my Spanish a lot
Hmm.
lately too, I've been able to be like, ah, you meant this, didn't you? And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
That's
So,
good. Yeah. And like, I mean, it's helping you guys both learn each other's native language. So,
that is a lot of work. There are times my brain just like is so fried where I was like, I just need English.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll just watch a movie or something just in English where I'm not trying to figure out what people are
Yeah.
saying.
You're like, let me escape for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
My brain.
Well, do you have any last like words of wisdom or anything that you want to share about your story with David before we wrap up the episode?
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest thing is if you feel like they're the one and they feel the same too, the two of you will work to make it work. Because it takes two. It's not just meant to be on one person being like, hey, you want to call? Hey, you want a message?
Hmm.
No, it's both of you wanting to.
Yeah.
So you are long distance. You gotta put in a lot more work than the relationships you're seeing in front of you,
Hmm.
which I know that can be so frustrating because there are many times where I've seen my friends, their boyfriend's right there. They're holding hands. They get to go on a movie. We're all hanging out together.
Yeah.
And I wanted that so bad. But just remember, what's the phrase? Time makes the heart grow
Distance makes
stronger.
the heart grow fonder.
Distance.
Yeah.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
And that you will feel that. That's how you know it's working. You will feel that. So just keep going with it. Make time for each other. Over communicate. If you need to say I'm angry, say I'm angry and explain why you're angry because they cannot tell the tone you're talking about in text.
Yeah. That's true.
So call each other, hear each other's voices, video chat with each other, see each other that way, and have fun. Have fun with it. There's so many things nowadays too, especially because of the pandemic.
Hmm.
You can do games online. There's times where him and I are playing mini clip games together, just enjoying our time. Celebrate your birthdays together, like I was sharing before, and then set up goals that you guys want to have or like plans
Hmm.
for when you guys can see each other. Again, it depends on the couple too. I know there's a lot of couples out there where going to see them within the next couple months or even a year is too much.
Yeah.
But just remember, you can still do it and don't listen to the haters. Because if I would have listened to the haters and like succumbed to that pressure, David and I would not be here today.
Yes. And that is the truth.
Yes. And it's a relationship like any other one. There's going to be ups and downs. You guys learn how to do that. And just remember, this is your time to get to know them even more without having to worry of going too far intimately or anything like that.
Hmm.
Get to know each other. Talk about the most randomest things.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
We talked about trees one day for like literally an hour.
Yeah. Like you find stuff
Why?
to
I
talk
don't know.
about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just keep going, push forward, and communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate.
I love it. That is amazing advice from the long distance queen herself, Shania. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm literally so happy. Like, so I'm going to be doing a lot of solo episodes, like for a while Ken's is in nursing school. So, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit you up in a few months and you're gonna come on and be a guest again because like this was so fun and I just love you and I love chatting with you. So thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thank you. Thinking of me too. Your last episode that you put out, I think it was the last one.
Hmm.
you talking about that, I was like, "Ooh, I should definitely let her know if she wants somebody to
Yep.
talk on it. I will for sure do it."
Yep.
I'm so honored. Not only is just like being your friend and stuff, but being able to share it with those that are following you. Thank you guys for following her. I remember when she was first starting in our dorm room
Yep.
or our apartment in
Yeah.
our tiny little lobby.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I started the podcast, like a real talk about feminism, the original podcast in our room. I remember that. And like,
yeah.
I feel like you were even in the room sometimes when I was recording and you were just really quiet. Like, you,
Yeah. That's me doing my psych homework because I was studying psychology at the time. Me
yeah.
just like listening, but also like practicing, but also like listening.
Yeah, you're like,
No, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of this podcast. You and Ken's both. You guys are amazing and mean so much to me.
oh,
Thank you for letting me come on the
well,
podcast.
thank you. I love you.
I love you too.